In this video, we're going to break down the marketing, strategies, and tactics behind Bulletproof.com and BulletproofExecutive.com.
We're going to explore how they've created an entirely new industry and built one of the best brands on the internet. We're going to show you how and why he's ranking for competitive and high-volume search terms like biohacking, nootropics, and MCT oil.
And most surprising of all, he was able to do all this by telling the world that fat is healthy for you and that you should be eating butter every single day.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Alex, and this is Content, where we perform marketing teardowns of companies that are crushing it online. We do this by backwards engineering their marketing strategies and tactics so that you can leverage them for your own business to help you succeed.
Bulletproof was founded by Dave Asprey.
Dave is best known for being a successful but fat entrepreneur.
Fortunately for millions of people around the world, he went out to solve this problem by using science to biohack his own body.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology.
In his research and experimentation, he developed some industry-leading products designed to help people achieve peak performance.
And through his efforts, he now has a multi-million-dollar e-commerce business with some of the best content marketing in the game.
Fellas, look what I found in my pocket!
So how did he achieve all this success? Let's dive into each of his content marketing channels.
So why is Bulletproof so successful? The first thing to know about their content strategy is that they are evangelizing the best practices that lend themselves to buying bulletproof products. So let's look at an example here. This is the definitive guide to MCTs. The short version of what this is, aside from an incredibly valuable piece of content, is that it's educating people about the benefits of MCTs, which is a critical part to the Bulletproof diet and one of Bulletproof's best-selling products.
The next reason Bulletproof has been so successful is Dave's push into interviews with leading experts and cutting-edge primary research. In this particular example, he does a podcast with Aubrey de Grey. If you don't know who he is, he's a leading expert in the field of life extension. And by getting to this very forefront of science, he's able to provide his reader base and potential new readers with a resource that you likely can't find anywhere else online, thus adding a ton of value.
In addition to incredibly valuable content, Bulletproof also has incredibly unique and controversial messages. For example, they've evangelized the practice of drinking butter in coffee every morning. This is something you don't hear in many other places. In addition, the idea of biohacking, which is basically treating the body like a science experiment. He also encourages the use of smart drugs or nootropics. Each of these lend themselves to really helping Bulletproof to stand out in the marketplace. They have an incredibly unique message that you can't get elsewhere.
And the final reason we think Bulletproof has been so successful is when you think Bulletproof, you automatically think Dave Asprey. He has put his face everywhere, from books to being on the news to being on other people's blogs and other people's podcasts. You literally cannot think Bulletproof without thinking Dave Asprey. I'd even go so far to say you cannot think of the term biohacking without thinking about Dave Asprey's face.
Bulletproof has a cross-platform content marketing strategy. That way, they're able to attract customers not just through Google, not just through YouTube, but through channels like iTunes and Amazon as well. Let's take a look at each platform and what they're doing to be so successful on each. So here is a page where he interviewed Dr. Tammy on video about stem cell research, pretty cutting edge stuff. So he's got a YouTube video. He also takes the audio and puts it on iTunes, the leading podcast platform. He links to all the resources that were discussed. He provides a show outline with the timing of each topic. In the end, he's got a YouTube video, a podcast episode, and a blog page that will rank on Google. On top of that, he has a guest, and oftentimes some very influential guests with large followings. And in many cases, the guests will share this page or the YouTube video or the podcast, giving him exponential reach.
The next thing we need to look at is the Bulletproof Executive blog. The blog's been around for over 5 years. I know that by just Googling domain age checker and throwing in the blog URL. And with that, he's done hundreds and hundreds of super high quality blog posts. If you look here, you can see he covers all these categories and in extreme depth. To pull up an example of a really high quality blog post, and this is the reason he's ranking, because his stuff is so good compared to everyone else. He's got tons of internal links. He's got external links to high authority sites. He's got a ton of images. He's got different forms of multimedia. He brings in podcasts. His blog content is pretty much second to none.
Dave has also been an early adopter as a podcast producer. He's produced hundreds of podcast episodes with leading experts in fields that are relevant to his target customers and has one of the leading podcasts on iTunes. You can see here he has 1,219 ratings. I can tell you from experience that is incredibly high volume of great reviews. By being an early adopter on this platform and producing an incredibly valuable podcast, he's been able to make iTunes a great acquisition channel.
The next thing we have to discuss is the vast number of books Dave has published, most notably the Bulletproof Diet. This is a great way to take existing content he had on the blog, repurpose it, and really position himself as an expert and an authority in the biohacking space. To really quickly pull up the book, The Bulletproof Diet, he has 815 customer reviews with a 4-star rating. That's not perfect, but it's pretty solid. And I can guarantee a lot of those came from his existing followers. And by having those existing followers download the book and read the book and leave reviews, he's probably gained a really nice following he wouldn't have otherwise.
And apparently Dave's biohacking is working because his strategy does not end there. He also has conferences, a very large Facebook following, an active and engaged Instagram account, and even an app to help his customers biohack their own bodies.
So now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty and see how are they actually performing in terms of search, SEO, and content marketing. We've pulled up one of our favorite sites, SEMrush, which helps determine what keywords a site is ranking for, whether it's your own or a competitor's. And from this, we can see that they're driving about 236,000 clicks per month from organic traffic from Google. We actually suspect that number is much higher. But what's interesting is we can see that that number has been trending up. For now, it's not important to understand why the number is low, just know that it's probably low. But do know they have been doing a big push in terms of content marketing, and it seems to be working.
Now let's take a look at the keywords that they're ranking for and try to understand why. Bulletproof is ranking for some extremely impressive, extremely competitive, and high volume search terms that are definitely relevant to the products that they sell. First here on the list is Bulletproof Diet, Bulletproof, and other branded terms like Bulletproof Coffee Recipe. Keep in mind the Bulletproof Coffee Recipe is something that they've invented themselves. It's a term that they created and now has search volume in the tens of thousands. Beyond branded terms, they're ranking for terms like modafinil, MCT oil, and nootropics, which are all relevant to their customers and to the products that they sell. So why are they ranking for MCT oil, a term that's searched 33,000 times per month and is very product focused? We type the search into Google and let's see what comes up. Here's their page. What is MCT oil really? MCT oil versus coconut oil. From an on-page perspective, from the start, we can see that they're using MCT oil, the term, in the title itself. It's in the URL. And it's in the meta description. That helps Google understand what the page is all about so they can serve it up to people that are searching it. Now let's look at the page itself. Why is this page ranking above all the other thousands of pages on the internet that could be ranking for this term? At a quick glance, it's clear that this is an incredibly comprehensive piece of content. Not only that, there's multimedia. He's embedded a YouTube video about it, and he covers absolutely every subtopic within the topic of MCT oil that you can imagine. But of course, we don't want to just drive traffic to our website. We want to make sales. So if you're searching MCT oil and you want to find information about it, you find this blog post, and then within this blog post, Dave links to his product, an MCT oil product. So that's how Dave drives organic traffic and conversions. As you can see, Bulletproof has produced an incredibly relevant and valuable piece of content, which is essential to ranking on Google. But as anyone who's started a website or blog from scratch knows, publishing great content is simply not enough. You need to have a high domain authority to outperform the competition, and you need to earn backlinks in order to get there. So let's learn about Bulletproof's backlink strategy and their domain authority.
So for those of you who don't know, domain authority is a score from 0 to 100, and you can basically think about it as how powerful a site's ability is to rank on Google. The closer you are to 100, like the New York Times, the better. A brand new blog, for example, will have a domain authority of 1. So Moz has created the domain authority score, and you can check it for any site for free by just Googling Moz Open Site Explorer. We'll include a link below. And we've done that for Bulletproof Exec, and we've thrown it in, and they have a domain authority of 59, which is really high. Part of the reason here is the site's been around for over 5 years. They've produced a ton of content, but most importantly, they've gained many backlinks, which we'll dive into right now. So now we've gone on over to ahrefs.com. This is a paid account we're using, but you can get a free 30-day trial. Every SEO expert has this tool. As you can see here, they have many referring domains. A referring domain is an example is xyz.com, the NewYorkTimes.com, CNN.com. The more referring domains you have, the higher your domain authority will be, or a similar ranking in Ahrefs capacity is domain rating. It's very similar, even in number, as you can tell. So before we dive into the actual backlinks and start to understand how they've acquired these backlinks and increased their domain authority and domain rating, let's just pull up the Bulletproof Executive press page. As you can see here on bulletproofexec.com, on their press page, they've been written up in everything from the New York Times to Rolling Stones to even having a number of appearances on television. This is all a great start, but we may not be able to determine exactly what his backlink building strategy has been, whether it was intentional or not. So let's dive into the actual backlinks.
Here on the Referring Domains tab, we can get a list of all the domains that are linking to bulletproofexec.com. Two examples we wanted to call out were backlinks they earned from the Huffington Post and Fast Company. Here we can see the page on the Huffington Post that is linking to a page on bulletproofexec.com. Let's pull it up and see how they may have been able to earn this backlink. As you can see, this is an article about how the drug from Limitless is now available on college campuses. What this is really talking about is nootropics, something that Bulletproof has been a thought leader in for quite some time now. And as the journalist was researching and writing this article, they came across bulletproofexec.com and cited it as a trusted source. It didn't even link to the drug itself, modafinil or Provigil. They linked directly to bulletproofexec.com. So again, by producing such high quality content and conducting primary research, Dave was able to earn a backlink from an extremely high domain authority site.
Now that we understand why Bulletproof has been so successful through content and SEO and building backlinks, we now want to understand how they've been able to turn this traffic into dollars in revenue. And as you can see on bulletproof.com, the e-commerce store for Bulletproof, they have a fantastic and beautiful landing page to capture your email. The next place they have an email capture is on bulletproofexec.com. It's actually built right into the homepage above the fold. And the last place they have an email capture that's important to know about is on the blog, just to the right. No matter which blog post you visit, it's always in the right sidebar, so there's always an opportunity for Bulletproof to capture your email.
So Bulletproof obviously has great content and an incredible amount of high quality backlinks, but without the right technical SEO, they could be really setting themselves back. We're not going to do a comprehensive SEO audit here, but we are going to look at a few factors: what the site is built on, how fast it is, and if it's mobile friendly. Here we're using builtwith.com to look at the tools that underlie Bulletproof's website. As we scroll through, we can see that the site is built on WordPress. We do like WordPress very much because out of the box, it is SEO friendly and it comes with a lot of plugin tools like Yoast so you can on-page optimize. Moving over to page speed, an important ranking factor as well as an important user experience factor, we go to Google's page speed tools. You can just do a Google search for that. And we can see that their speed on mobile is a little subpar. Google gives it a 46 out of 100, and the desktop is 65 out of 100. Again, a little bit subpar. And they offer several fixes to these problems, which could increase the site speed of Bulletproof. Lastly, a site needs to be mobile friendly. More and more searches are happening on mobile, and Google wants to see that the site is responsive. So we use Google's mobile friendly websites test, do a Google search for that, type in the website, and Bulletproof passes in flying colors.
Now let's jump into our final scores for Bulletproof on content, on-page SEO, off-page SEO, and technical SEO. In terms of content, Bulletproof is evangelizing the best practices that lend themselves to buying their products. They're conducting primary research and interviewing top industry experts. And lastly, they're producing amazing content that's native to multiple platforms. For these reasons, we give them a 5 out of 5.
In terms of on-page SEO optimization, Bulletproof's doing a really good job. They're doing a fantastic job of producing content that their audience wants, and within that content, they're including a number of internal links to other helpful resources on the page that their audience might find valuable. For these reasons, we give them a 5 out of 5.
In terms of off-page SEO, Bulletproof has garnered a ton of press attention. In addition, they're constantly being cited as a go-to source in the space. We give them a 5 out of 5.
In terms of technical SEO optimization, there's definitely room for improvement for Bulletproof. Their page speed on both the desktop and mobile versions of their site could be improved significantly, and for these reasons we give them a 3 out of 5. Overall, we think Bulletproof is doing one of the best jobs in the industry from a content marketing perspective. They've created a new category, and Dave Asprey himself educates the audience on a problem they have and provides a solution that he sells. For all these reasons, we think it's a clear 5 out of 5.
If we were in charge of Bulletproof's marketing, what changes would we make? For one, they're currently on 2 domains, bulletproof.com and bulletproofexec.com. By combining them into one domain, they could have shared link juice.
Additionally, with the site rebuild, we could work to improve the technical SEO factors, thus improving user experience and increasing our perception in the eyes of Google.
We would also consider analyzing the results they're currently getting on each platform, then doubling down on their promotional efforts so that they can get even better results. Beyond that, he's pretty much writing the textbook on how to do content marketing and SEO.
Thanks so much for watching the video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for future marketing teardowns and lessons.
Leave a comment below and let us know what you think of this video and who we should tear down next.
And if you just can't get enough marketing teardowns, we've left some videos on screen right now for you to check out next.